start writing the Dubliner. Then Mr. O'Leary moved to another amazing school, the Trinity College. The name is the Holy College of Undivided Queen Elizabeth near Dublin. And in that college, Oscar Wilde, Edmund Burke, Goldsmith, and Samuel Beckett spent their life. Mr. O'Leary, as Steve Jobs, didn't finish his study because he started to follow his path. And he attended an internship at Stokes at KPMG, and he started to study the system of iron tax. He's a smart man, he's brilliant, he's terrific. It's not true? Okay. And
Stupido.
And in that internship, he met Tony Ryan. Tony Ryan is a very rich man. It is true. Tony Ryan is a rich man.
Dead man.
I know that he's dead, but it was a rich man. And it chose you in order to transform the Guinness Pit Aviation. The Guinness Pit Aviation was a sort of little airline with just one flight from Dublin to London. And that man changed Guinness Pit Aviation in Ryanair. I know that Mr. O'Leary loves horse. I know that your horse, World of Attrition, win the Cheltenham Cup. And I saw a wonderful picture of you with your horse. And you seem very happy. I don't know if it's true, but you seem very happy. I know that you changed you think out of the box, because you changed the way of thinking airlines, of thinking transportation. And Ryanair nowadays is the first low-cost company all over Europe. And Michael Jeffrey Jordan used to say that limit, like fears, is often an illusion. And I spent a lot of money and in order to buy your book, A Life from Full Flight, and I read it, and I discovered a lot of things about you, and I have to say that that man didn't finish his study. He chose to follow the path that brings his soul and his body here in that school after a lot of years, and it changed everything. Nothing is the same, because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the flight was very different, and Mr. O'Leary changed everything just with his idea and a little bit of luck, because if you have the strength, if you have the willpower, and if you have the luck to avoid limit and fears that is often an illusion, you can become a man that everyone knows. And I know that at the Trinity College there is a big library, almost 5 million books, including the Book of Kells, that is a book with the four, we call it Vangeli in Italian. The word Vangelo becomes from to tell something. I think that Mr. O'Leary has to tell something to us, because in the Trinity College he stopped his study, but he started to teach to everyone how to handle air companies, and it is an honor for me, and I'm very sad because it was a great movie, really great movie, but next time maybe, or do you understand English? If you can find just the file of the movie, we can show it to Mr. O'Leary, because I discovered a video, and I think you was in Dublin, and that is the Ice Bucket Challenge, and you have you reach a lot of water and ice on your head, and then we find a lot of pictures, I want to share with you a secret. I found a picture of Mr. O'Leary with a lot of girls. Very, very amazing girls. But someone stopped me to publish it.
No, don't stop.
So, thank you to Marco. Probably we can see the video. Guys, Michael O'Leary.
Okay, now, O'Leary, we have a lot of questions for you. And you can answer, you cannot answer. It's up to you. And I swear that the original speech was better, but oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much. And I know that
I know that everyone, the most part of guys here, knows you. But I want to ask you probably something that no one knows. Why you choose to stop your study, and how was important Tony Ryan in your history in order to become Mr. Michael O'Leary?
Okay, buongiorno a tutti. Thank you very much for the warm welcome here today. It's a great pleasure for me to visit the school, particularly because it's in Bergamo, which is my favorite airport here in Italy. I also want to thank you for this wonderful exposition of somebody else's life, because sadly that wasn't mine. One of the things you find if you have some success in life is you go on Wikipedia and somebody puts up all sorts of false things about your background and your life, and that, yeah. The most important error which comes from Wikipedia is that I didn't finish school or didn't finish university.
it's true.
No. I finished both, and it's very important, particularly here when you are talking to people in school. It is very, very important that you finish school. It's very important that you finish university. Nothing is more important in your lives at your age, 15, 16, 17. Finish school, finish university. Work hard in both school and university. It's boring. I want to play football. I want to be a pop star. I want to go to school. Nothing is more important than finishing school. When you get to university, I was very fortunate. So I went to a school that was run by Jesuits. So you know, it was a very good school, and I am very privileged that my parents sent me to a very good school, like the school here in Majorana. These will be the best years of your lives. You should enjoy these years, but you must finish. I also went to university, Trinity College, which is very famous. They have a library of 5 billion books. And I spent a lot of time in that library of 5 billion books, because that's where all the girls were. And so we spent all the time wherever the girls were, so I spent a lot of time in the library. I didn't read any of the 5 million books. I tried to talk to all the girls with not much success, but it is very important that you finish school and finish university. And other than that, you know, I met somebody, Tony Ryan. He was setting up Ryanair at the time in Ireland, but it wasn't a very well thought out idea. He wanted to run a small airline between Ireland and England. And I, like you, when you're young, you think Ireland, England is too small. We want to conquer the world, or Europe, or Italy. And so I spent the last 20 or 30 years, but not just me. There's a big team of people in Ryanair, because you see these presentations and you think, oh, Michael O'Leary walks on water, you know, I'm Jesus Christ, or the second coming of the Messiah. I'm not. I'm just one person who works as part of a team of 20 or 30 people in Ryanair, who has the privilege to work with equally brilliant people, like here in I.I.S. where we have fantastic partners. And we in Ryanair cannot offer very low fares and carry millions of people from Bergamo to all over Italy and all over Europe. We cannot bring millions of people from all over Italy and all over Europe to Bergamo without brilliant partners like the team, our partners in Sacco or Bergamo, Sacco or I.I.S. Okay, Sacco. So we say Sacco. So as in school, as in life, as in business, it's always a partnership. It's always to find good people to partner with. I was lucky that I met Tony Ryan. He was even more lucky that he met me. But the success of Ryanair is not because of one person, me. The success of Ryanair is because lots of people work very hard to try to always improve what we do.
I know that you have a presentation for us today.
Yes, I have a very boring presentation. So
do you want to skip it?
No, but I'll shoot through it very quickly, unless or do you just want to do Q&A? Whichever the students want.
Okay.
Guys, you want to do questions? You want to see a presentation? What?
I suggest you to see. We want to see the presentation just for a while. They want to see the presentation.
Okay. How do I move this slide? Okay. How do I check the sides? This is Ryanair. We are the lowest fares, the lowest costs in Europe, and we're wonderful. Slide. Okay. Our average fare price last year was 46 euros. Alitalia, 148 euros. So our fare, our price is less than 1/3 the average price being charged by Alitalia. So I love Alitalia. Alitalia is my favorite, one of my favorite competitors, because they have such high prices. It's easy to look good in Ryanair charging low prices. We fly all over Europe, but our heart lies here in Milan, or in which is at our Milan is at Sacco, which is now the 15 years ago, or 10, 12 years ago, when our first flight landed in Sacco, it was a charter, ski charter, for people going skiing. We flew once a week to Milan, Bergamo. Today, Sacco has grown from being an airport with about 200,000 passengers to this year more than 8-9 million passengers, and is number two in Italy. And
in Italy? Oh, I thought in your network. In Italy,
first in Italy. Next slide. We're also number 1 in Italy, Italian number 2, Egypt number 3, but we're number 1 in Spain, number 1 in Portugal, Belgium, Ireland, number 2 in the UK, number 2 in France. Next slide. We're growing and we'll continue to grow for the next 10 years. Next slide. This was our, we're today on the 8th of July in 2015 will be our 30th birthday. So the first flight was in 1985. This was my granny. This was my great-grandmother. We had 50 employees and 5,000 passengers. Today in 2015 we have 10,000 employees, but 100 million passengers. We carry about 10 million passengers each month. Next slide. We're being much nicer to our customers last year, this year, and for the next number of years, and it's working very well. Next slide. This is the second year of being even nicer to our customers, so not alone are we going to offer low fares, on-time flights, we won't lose your bags, but I'm going to love each and every single one of you that flies with Ryanair. Next slide. This is us in Italy, 14 bases. We have 361 routes. We offer more routes to and from Italy than Alitalia. 27 million clients this year in 2015, number 1 in Italy. And those clients will save almost 3 billion euros each year by flying Ryanair instead of flying Alitalia. Next slide. There's our growth in Italy. Next slide. This is in Milan Bergamo. 15 aircraft here in 2015, 68 routes, over 500 flights a week, 8 million passengers this year, and we've just signed an agreement with Bergamo to grow from 8 million to 10 million passengers in the next 5 years, and those passengers will save about 1 billion euros by flying with Ryanair through Bergamo than flying with Alitalia through or EasyJet through Milan, Malpensa or Linate. Next slide. This is our growth at Bergamo. As you can see, each year we grow because we have a very brilliant partners in Sacco. They have a very brilliant partner in Ryanair, and together we are changing the face of flying here in Europe. Next slide. Yeah, we're wonderful. Next slide. Amanda.
Buy a Ryanair flight, it was 10 years ago, and Ryanair was hard, I can say hard, and without smile. And you change your mind, you start smiling, you change your way to propose Ryanair all over Europe, and are you happy of that choice? And that choice could be something more in the next year. I mean, now you have business class and other advantages for passengers. Do you have any other idea in that way?
Yeah, I think we have lots more. If you look at the history of Ryanair, I think for the last maybe 10 or 15 years, we were very low price, very tough.
Yeah.
One bag, free seat, too tough. But we needed to be like that while we were growing very quickly to try to become the number 1 airline in Italy, the number 1 airline in Europe. But now that we are the number 1 airline, we want to be smiley, we want to be friendly, we want to welcome everybody on board Ryanair. And we want you to come back to fly, keep flying Ryanair at Sacco, not because Ryanair has the lowest prices, because we do, but because we have great flights, good people, smiling. If something goes wrong, we will try and take care of you. We need to be not just the lowest, the number one for prices, we also need to be number one for service. So we want to be number one for everything. So low prices and smiling as well.
Thank you. Guys?
Okay. Just so that we can encourage, I think, the questions, we're going to give, let me see, a pair of free flights from Bergamo for the 2 best questions. Whoever asks the best question gets free flights to Paris, and whoever asks the nastiest question gets free flights to wherever they want to go to from Sacco. Okay. Okay, buongiorno. What's your name? Federico, go.
Good morning, Mr. O'Leary. We all know that Ryanair has ordered a new Boeing 737 MAX.
Yeah.
When do you think they will be able to fly? Thanks a lot for being here with us.
Okay. We've ordered, in the last 2 years, we've ordered 400 new Boeing 737s. They